It's finger-lickin' good.
Hangzhou is a city about an hour away from Shanghai and recently became the spot for KFC's 10,000th storefront in China. To put things in perspective, the U.S. is trailing behind with a mere 4,300 KFCs. So how did KFC manage to outswagger the fast food competition in China, including McDonald's? Well, get ready, because how China became KFC's most important market is finger-lickin' fascinating.
It tastes just like KFC. I know, right?
KFC was the first.
Rule number one. I'm number one.
Back in the day, when the world was still figuring out fax machines, KFC did something that would make Colonel Sanders himself do a little chicken dance. It was a time when the idea of American fast food chains setting up shop in communist China was as mind-boggling as convincing your grandma to switch to online banking. Enter KFC, the maverick of the fast food world, boldly stepping into the dragon's lair in 1987 and laying the groundwork for a finger-lickin' empire. It kicked off near the Great Wall, where KFC erected its inaugural Chinese outpost, a 3-story spectacle decked out in patriotic red and white stripes, with the Colonel's smiling face front and center. The strategic move wasn't just about enticing the locals, it was a masterstroke of marketing genius, strategically positioned to lure in both Chinese folks and globe-trotting travelers exploring the Great Wall. Lines snaked around the corner as hundreds lined up, ready to sink their teeth into a piece of genuine American-style fried chicken. The success of this first restaurant wasn't a one-hit wonder. KFC's triumph near the Great Wall paved the way for another conquest, this time on the glitzy Bund in Shanghai just 2 years later. Who knew the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices could be such a trailblazer all over the world?
Spice. It's in everything here.
Taiwan Influence. Opting for a unique approach in its foray into the Chinese market, KFC chose to draw from the talent pool of rising Asian economies, particularly Taiwan, instead of importing American managers.
Local vendors.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
The leadership, affectionately dubbed the Taiwan Gang, comprised seasoned individuals with years of experience in the fast food industry before joining KFC China. Recognizing the challenges posed by an underdeveloped Chinese distribution infrastructure, KFC undertook the ambitious task of creating its own distribution network. This strategic move aimed to ensure stringent quality standards and overcome the limitations of existing distribution channels in the region. The Taiwan Gang brought a wealth of knowledge not only in fast food, but also in understanding the nuances of Chinese culture. Educated in the West, these leaders leveraged their experience and cultural insights to form local partnerships. This collaboration was instrumental in devising localized menus and management practices that resonated with the preferences and expectations of Chinese consumers.
I'm using my knowledge of the local food scene.
American Novelty.
Living in America. Eye to eye. Hand to hand.
In the early days, KFC wasn't just a place to grab a bite, it was a bona fide novelty, a tantalizing taste of America that transformed dining into an experience. In a time when dining out was a rarity for the average Chinese citizen, KFC became a place for those with spending power to mark a special occasion. The mid-1980s in China meant most folks either dined at home or in the lackluster socialist canteens of their work units. Eating out was a reserved affair for grand celebrations. So when Tiananmen KFC opened its doors, the American fast food concept was so alien that some Chinese patrons awaited table service, asked for chopsticks, or brought their own pots for carryout. Yet the allure of novelty and the dreamy Western lifestyle proved irresistible. Chinese patrons willingly forked over more than 7 yuan for a combo meal of fried chicken, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, and a dinner roll. A hefty sum considering the average monthly wage in Beijing was just 100 yuan in 1987.
I'm not made of money.
What set Tiananmen KFC apart? It wasn't just the food, it was the spotless, cheerfully decorated ambiance, air conditioning, and impeccable customer service, a far cry from the ordinary dining experiences in Beijing at the time. Despite some initial reservations about the food, the KFC franchise made steady progress. It wasn't just about the chicken, it was about introducing China to a novel way of dining that would forever change the culinary landscape.
America is #1.
Chinese characteristics.
You like Chinese?
The food?
Yeah.
Rather than being viewed as a fast food chain peddling affordable Western-style fare, KFC wanted to embed itself in the local tapestry, becoming synonymous with the local community and tradition. No more seeing KFC as a takeout joint. These outlets are about offering a smorgasbord of traditional dishes and creating an ambiance that resonates with Chinese customers. The metamorphosis began with a physical expansion, literally doubling the size of restaurant outlets compared to their U.S. counterparts. Why? To carve out room for more extensive kitchens and more ample floor space, encouraging patrons to linger and savor the experience. KFC is synonymous with takeout in the U.S. In China, it's about welcoming extended families and groups, making dining a communal experience. Now, let's talk menus. While the U.S. boasts around 29 items, KFC China's menu flaunts a whopping 50 offerings. The strategy? Variety, enticing patrons to keep coming back for more. The innovation doesn't stop there. KFC China unveils approximately 50 new products annually, a stark contrast to the modest 1 or 2 in the U.S.
Are you kidding me?
A dynamic committee featuring minds from marketing, operations, product safety, and the supply chain spearheads this aggressive product development initiative. But the real flavor explosion happens on the plates. KFC in China serves up spicy chicken, rice dishes, egg tarts, wraps with local sauces, and even fish and shrimp burgers on fresh buns. The spice level is no afterthought. It's a crucial consideration. Spiciness levels are treated with the utmost importance, a nod to regional tastes that vary from the fiery preferences of Shanghai to the milder palates of Sichuan and Hunan. The extended menu brings complexity to food preparation, demanding more hands in the kitchen and resulting in a workforce almost double that of its U.S. counterparts.
Double everything.
A Chinese menu.
The soup and the fortune cookies, and that's it.
And then...
Fast food joints worldwide are like snowflakes, each with its unique menu footprint. The iconic KFC menu in the good old US of A is all about the Colonel's secret recipe, biscuits, and mashed potatoes, the holy trinity of finger-licking goodness. But hold on to your chicken hat, because when KFC set its sights on China, they weren't just exporting the same old crispy classics. In 1987, KFC China strutted onto the scene with a modest lineup of 8 products, including the iconic original recipe chicken. Fast forward to today, and the menu has blossomed into a culinary extravaganza boasting around 50 mouth-watering items. In a country where chicken was once considered a luxury, KFC swooped in with a menu that made the Colonel's secret recipe the belle of the ball. While biscuits took a back seat in China, sorry biscuit lovers, KFC didn't just sprinkle in some Chinese culture, they drenched it in a savory symphony, embracing traditional Chinese delights like steamed dumplings and egg tarts. And hold on to your spice shakers. KFC China caters to local tastes with spicy chicken and a rotating cast of seasonal sensations.
Look at the panel on your right and tell me your recipe.
Original.
In the breakfast domain, KFC China dominates with kongyi, a rice porridge that's tricky to whip up at home. It's not just a morning ritual, it's KFC's #1 seller. The Colonel and his gang didn't just wing it, they meticulously researched Chinese tastes, creating a menu that the locals would appreciate.
Delicious.
New to BabbleTop? Then how about hitting that subscribe button? It's easier than booking a flight to visit the Great Wall just to pick up some KFC.
Thank you.
Quality over quantity.
Es quality, no quantity.
Let's talk about a finger-lickin' philosophy that's made KFC China the star of the culinary show: quality over quantity. Now, in the Western culinary arena, fast food often gets slapped with the low-quality label. But in the vibrant streets of China, KFC has turned that notion on its head, proving that a meal can be both affordable and delectable.
They're very good, very delicious.
In the 1980s, China's landscape was dotted with hard-working laborers and farmers with modest budgets. Meat was a luxury, and folks weren't indulging in it daily. Enter KFC, with its offering of a couple of crispy chicken pieces and some savory side dishes, turning an everyday meal into a bona fide feast. What might seem like an everyday affair elsewhere became a small feast for the Chinese population, who valued a decent meal with meat as a true luxury. KFC tapped into the Chinese sentiment that a modest yet decent meal with a sprinkle of meat was the real MVP. KFC's affordable choices became the unsung hero, transforming a simple meal into a luxury. Even as China's pockets got deeper over the years, the demand for KFC's convenient and pocket-friendly meals remained as hearty as a drumstick. Fast forward to today, and customers are shelling out about 40 yuan, or the equivalent of about $6.50 for a combo meal, a price point that catapults a visit to the Colonel's above that of street vendors, local joints, and even some fast food counterparts.
Chinese food, no soul food here.
Rapid expansion.
Tell you how business is. Business is great.
In 1987, KFC took its first steps onto the Chinese mainland, setting up shop with a single store. Little did they know, the demand for affordable and finger-licking good fried chicken would spiral into a phenomenon that would make the Colonel's pockets jingle louder than any actual KFC jingle.
Huh? I'm rich. I'm rich.
Now, while some competitors were cautiously tiptoeing into the Chinese market, KFC decided to go full throttle when it came to China. They ditched the slow lane and gunned it toward rapid expansion, snubbing the measured growth approach of their rivals. Why? Well, McDonald's had already set up shop in China's big league cities, and instead of locking horns with the Golden Arches, KFC spread its wings to embrace smaller cities, building a national empire with outlets dotting the entire map. From bustling metropolises to serene towns, KFC swooped in, becoming the pioneer in 16 strategic locations, ready to conquer hearts and taste buds. By 1999, they were popping up dozens of restaurants annually, hitting the gas pedal even harder in 2002. The secret sauce to their success? Quick decision-making and the ability to open a restaurant in a speedy 4 to 6 months, half the time it takes in the United States. Today, you can find the Colonel's flag proudly flying in about 700 Chinese cities. Under the wing of KFC, Yum Brands has become a restaurant behemoth in China, boasting over 250,000 employees and taking up 40% of the fast food market. In this gastronomic battleground, KFC's rapid conquest has left competitors trailing in its wake, with McDonald's owning just a third of the outlets and clinching a modest 16% market share.
Not cool.
Smart locations.
Honk once if you love chicken. Honk twice. We love the Lord.
When it comes to real estate, location often takes the crown, and KFC cracked the code by making it a secret weapon in their culinary conquest. The Colonel's squad didn't just settle for the obvious, like setting up shop near the Great Wall, although let's admit that's a pretty smart move. They went above and beyond, venturing into the less glamorous rural landscapes that many businesses might have overlooked. These out-of-the-way locations, while less attractive on the surface, formed the basis of KFC's new empire. While the majority of fast food giants might get starry-eyed by the dazzling lights of big cities like Beijing and Shanghai, KFC understood the heartbeat of China's demographics and culture. They waltzed into rural areas where many modest-income Chinese folks call home. It wasn't just a business move, it was a nod to the reality that despite China's industrial strides, a significant chunk of the population still resides in rural pockets. But it's not just about numbers, it's about becoming a familiar face in people's lives. While competitors like McDonald's faced challenges with urban-centric and family-focused strategies, KFC's clever move into rural areas struck a chord. In a land where the one-child policy was still making waves, KFC's expansion into less urban locales earned them a golden feather of goodwill from the Chinese people who, though they may struggle to afford meat regularly, found solace in KFC's affordable chicken offerings.
Saving money.
They weren't just selling chicken, they were serving up a slice of accessibility and affordability for folks craving a taste of the Colonel's magic in their daily diet.
Hell, I eat it every day for breakfast.
Beating McDonald's.
Welcome to McDonald's.
Guys, chill out.
Let's unravel the tale of how KFC, the somewhat underdog in the American fast food scene, became the big cheese, or should we say the big chicken, in the bustling streets of China. Now, back in the USA, McDonald's was strutting its stuff at the top of the fast food pyramid, raking in a cool $41 billion in sales in 2019.
I'm the king of the world!
Meanwhile, KFC, with less than $5 billion in sales, was playing in the minor leagues, not even making it to the top 10. But the plot twist happens across the Pacific. In China, KFC emerges as the heavyweight champion. McDonald's might be flipping burgers like there's no tomorrow in the States, but in the land of dragons and dumplings, KFC takes center stage. So how did the Colonel beat McDonald's? Taking notes from McDonald's back home, KFC paid attention to what the people really wanted. They sprinkled a dash of marketing magic, building a brand that spread across the nation like a spicy hotcake. With a significant head start in China's densely populated landscape, KFC held on to its lead for over 3 decades, becoming a staple in the Chinese culinary landscape. The only thing that could potentially ruffle the feathers of KFC's reign? Well, if the Chinese suddenly developed an insatiable hankering for hamburgers and French fries.
Nothing beats 2 cheeseburgers with secret sauce.
Employee training.
The trainer, new employee, soon to be old employee.
When KFC made its debut in Beijing, it brought with it not just a new taste, but a revolutionary concept: exemplary customer service, a notion largely unfamiliar in China's past decades of communism. Despite an eager workforce, staffing remains a perennial challenge and the primary impediment to the chain's continued expansion. To sustain its rapid rate of restaurant openings, KFC requires a yearly influx of at least 1,000 new managers and 30,000 new crew members, ready to hit the ground running as new outlets team with patrons. Renowned as a learning organization, KFC invests significantly in training its workforce. New recruits undergo hands-on training alongside seasoned staff and established outlets, gaining practical experience before transitioning to a new location. The emphasis extends beyond the kitchen, with particular focus on imparting basic people skills and fostering teamwork. While other fast food companies, including McDonald's with its recent Hamburger University in China, have followed suit in prioritizing customer service, KFC's training regimen stands out for its exceptional effectiveness.
100% effective.
Smart logistics.
We'll figure out the logistics.
In the intricate world of fast food logistics, where the journey from farm to restaurant demands precision, KFC China took matters into its own hands. Recognizing the absence of established distribution networks, KFC China made a strategic move by establishing its distribution arm. This bold venture involved constructing warehouses and operating an in-house fleet of trucks. While costly, it was deemed essential to facilitate rapid expansion, manage an extensive menu, and swiftly introduce new products, a necessity in the ever-evolving world of fast food. Simultaneously, a supplier rating system was instituted, empowering KFC managers across China to channel purchases towards top-performing suppliers. Paramount in this logistical ballet is food safety, a concern amplified by the backdrop of Chinese consumers' anxieties surrounding the regularity of tainted food incidents.
I wouldn't eat that if I were you. You're an idiot.
KFC China's commitment to food safety goes beyond mere lip service. The entire supply chain undergoes meticulous monitoring. Employees are trained extensively in personal hygiene, emphasizing workplace attire and hand-washing protocols. Embracing the ethos of think globally, source locally, KFC China predominantly procures products within the country. This not only keeps costs in check, but also nurtures a strong rapport with the Chinese people.
We can't stop saving money.
Healthier chicken.
Salad. Trying to eat healthy.
KFC in China is flipping the script on the age-old dilemma of taste versus health. In a world where fast food joints typically peddle high-calorie, high-fat delights, the Colonel took a detour to introduce a healthier and hipper alternative. In 2018, KFC recognized the eternal tug-of-war between taste and health, and voila, K-Pro was born, a refreshing and hip take on the traditional fast food fare.
This could be a game changer.
Amidst the aroma of fried chicken and the sizzle of mashed potatoes, K-Pro emerged as the healthier sibling, spreading its wings in Beijing and Hangzhou. The menu, a far cry from the usual fast food fare, featured a lineup of salads, sandwiches, and juices, waving goodbye to the stereotypical high-calorie and high-fat offerings. Now, let's get one thing straight. K-Pro isn't your kale and celery kind of healthy. It's a more balanced, flavorful dance of grilled chicken and greens. But fear not, sweet-toothed of China, for K-Pro knows how to indulge, offering an elegant soft-serve sundae with an upside-down cone. Because why should healthy eating be devoid of fun? Whether you're sticking to the traditional crispy fried chicken or leaning toward the greener side with grilled options, KFC and K-Pro have found the sweet spot to cater to every Chinese palate.
Yeah, that's my sweet spot.
Modern technology.
Today's technology is beyond me.
KFC in China is not just dishing out crispy chicken, it's serving up a side of cutting-edge technology that's changing the fast food game. In an era where businesses are quick to embrace tech for a better bottom line, KFC China has been at the forefront of the technological revolution sweeping the fast food industry. From in-store ordering kiosks to user-friendly smartphone apps, KFC has streamlined the ordering process, making it quicker and more convenient. However, there's a twist in this tech tale. At the innovative K-Pro restaurants, traditional fixtures like cash registers take a back seat. While embracing technology can potentially reduce employment, KFC China's found a way to stay ahead without sacrificing customer goodwill. But KFC China isn't just stopping at the basics. The cutting-edge K-Pro restaurants are revolutionizing the dining experience with Smile to Pay, a facial recognition payment system. Developed by Ant Financial, an Alibaba subsidiary, this technology requires a mere 1 to 2 seconds of facial scanning with a 3D camera, coupled with a liveness detection algorithm to ensure the person paying is, well, alive and kicking.
You do look a little blue.
Modern advancements aren't just for everyone, they're curating an experience for the tech-savvy younger generation, where embracing technology is second nature. So as KFC in China merges crispy chicken with cutting-edge tech, it's not just about the taste, it's about serving up a side of innovation that keeps the Colonel's legacy sizzling in the digital age.
We're here to invest in innovation.
Ownership instead of franchising.
Franchise, franchise, franchise.
In its infancy in China, KFC faced the regulatory landscape that mandated foreign companies to collaborate with local partners. However, as China gradually opened its doors to wholly owned foreign enterprises, KFC China defied the conventional wisdom of franchising, going for a strategy centered around company-owned outlets. Unlike the standard reliance on restaurant franchising, KFC China opted for a model where the majority of outlets were owned by the company, challenging the established industry logic. Surprisingly, over 90% of Yum Brand's outlets in China are company-owned, a stark contrast to the 12% in the US and 11% in other international markets.
It's mine, all mine.
While franchising has been a linchpin of the fast food sector, providing a cost-effective means for rapid expansion, KFC China's unique model presented a different narrative. With a constantly evolving and complex model, owning the restaurants gave the company a much higher level of control. This included overseeing every facet of operation, from menu curation to interior decor, and meticulously monitoring results and the performance of new products. This ownership-centric approach made its purchases easier and more centralized, meaning more profit for KFC.
Money, 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 money.
Planning for the future.
Where? Back to the future.
KFC made history by becoming the first chain to conquer the Great Wall and bring the finger-licking goodness of American fast food to the people of China. Fast forward to the present, and KFC is not just a player, it's the poultry monarch.
Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Reigning with a 31% market share in a nation of nearly 1.5 billion people. Now, let's talk about future planning. As the Chinese people steadily march toward economic prosperity and acquiring more disposable income, KFC finds itself poised for success in the 21st century. With a track record spanning just over 35 years, KFC in China has been a paragon of adaptability and innovation within a distinct culture and a challenging business environment. As China's trajectory aligns with America's fast food fervor, KFC seems destined to keep the sizzle alive. The brand's ability to expand its customer base and navigate the intricate dance of business and politics in the communist country is commendable. In a world where fast food remains a global favorite, KFC's future looks nothing short of finger-licking good.
I think this is the best Kentucky Fried Chicken I ever had.
Not full yet? Well, fill up on more finger-licking great videos. Just tap or click. Thanks for watching.